Happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful mothers out there. Just thinking about memory lane and how things used to be, where you had the stressful morning where the fathers that are going to step up and finally help out, and I'm one of them too that was back then, and do a little more of the share of getting kids ready for church in the day, and just the stress that caused, and showing up to church and seeing all the men in there, including myself, completely distressed and at wit's end because we actually had to do some help around the house that morning, getting everyone ready. And then thinking about events like where we'd take, like my mother-in-law one time, we took her out to a brunch to a restaurant in town that offered an all-you-can-eat buffet. And it was very popular in our town. And, you show up and it'd be a 2-3 hour wait. And it kind of just made a statement to me then of how many people just choose not to make the dinner or don't know how to make the dinner because mom always makes it. And it kind of a statement of man in general that they have to go out because these Sundays are always extremely busy because they just don't know how to do it. And it made me think about church messages we used to hear. The one Sunday a year where we'd focus on the mom and talk about how wonderful and privileged it is to be a mother, that bond you have that will never be separated, that this glorious gift that you give of nurture and care and everything else, and just really glazing up mothers, which they deserve because they have done a lion's share of the work. How many times do they hear, oh, you don't work, you're a stay-at-home mom. Meanwhile, you're a nurse, a doctor, a teacher, a legal representative, selling and judge and punisher, and you do every job under the rainbow as a mother and never get a moment of a day's off. 24/7 hour job. But at that church service, just complete flowers laid out before you and how wonderful it is. Which is ironic, because the other 364 days a year, if I were to talk to a lot of women, they'd probably feel like they were talked to like secondhand citizens, not as great as a man. They have to know their role: subservient, obedient, submissive. Fall in line, know your place, don't talk, don't dress funny. Guys can't control themselves, so make sure you're appropriate and modest in how you act and behave. All these other rules that kept beating them and shoving them down. Well, I think it's about due time that we get a little more egalitarian and start breaking these chains from women and let them have just more than one day a year for Mother's Day. How about we celebrate them all year round by showing them equality and letting them come to the table and give some of their input to everything that goes on now? Because Lord knows we need it more and more every day.